peeps, Judy May here. So today I wanted to talk about being an outcast. Okay. When I was in high school, well, and before high school, I would say I've always kind of felt like a weird child. Like I didn't really fit in. Really, I mean, I've always been sweet and nice to everyone, you know, but I didn't really fit in. So then we go on to high school. Now, when in freshman year, I was taken out, and that is the year that my father was actually sentenced to prison for the abuse that he did in our family, okay? And I was very meek and mild. And then when I went back to high school, my whole personality did a complete 180. Generally, if somebody is completely controlled, all right, and I had no social life, I was not allowed to have friends. Okay, so social skills wasn't really a thing for me. I didn't really understand them. So, it got to a point where, and when I did that 180, I mean, I dressed all like goth. I looked like the female crow. Okay, I looked like the crow, but female. I really did. Black hair, black trench coat. I mean, I wasn't following rules. Like I said, my personality did a whole 180. All of a sudden, I had this rebellion problem. I just was acting out. I went wild, out of control. Stopped doing my schoolwork. So, but up until that point, I was definitely bullied by a lot of different people. Okay, they made fun of me because my clothes weren't nice. Everybody, they had nice clothes. I did not. We were pretty neglected. So I think I had maybe 2 pairs of jeans to wear. And, and I was bullied for being too skinny. I was always like really, really thin. My father always said that I was fat, but obviously I wasn't. So I ended up with anorexia. And I was made fun of a lot. Females, males, didn't matter. And I felt like nobody had my back. So I did make friends with a few people, like in school friends, a few people, And it just got to a point where I would get excited to like fight, to probably get in fights with like boys, And it is what it is. And I was told things like I was a freak, I'm a psycho. They were nicknaming me Manson. They were writing about things on me on the bathroom stalls. I'd seen some notes like up in the hallways before. I had made this awesome like 36-page long comic book, and because I'm an artist and I really wanted to make comic books because I've been into comic books since I've been a little girl, super geek here. And my classmates, they'd make fun of me for everything, but then sometimes they'd come to me to ask me to draw them stuff. Anyway, so I made this comic book and I was really proud of it. I took it to school to show it off. I left it in my locker. My locker did not have a lock. I went back to my locker and my comic book was stolen right out of my locker. I will never forget that. I cannot believe that. And people were just like, she's so weird. When I go through the hallway, people like shove their bodies into me and my books and everything would fall down, And I would just cry. But the thing is, before my father went to prison, I always would have rather gone to school. Because yes, I was being bullied and everything, but I couldn't, you have to understand, I couldn't tell anyone about the abuse. My father said, and I quote, "If you ever tell anyone about this and I go to prison, when I get out, I will kill you. If you have children and a husband, I'll kill them first in front of you, and then I'll kill you." This is what was said to me. And so I was living in constant fear. My father was totally crazy. I lived in constant fear. So I went to school, and I would have rather have gone to school than be home because obviously, yeah, I was just being bullied, but that was so much easier to deal with than the nightmare at home. I remember going to school sometimes and thinking, I wish I had their lives, you know. I wish that I was normal. I wish that I was cool. I wish that I had nice clothes too. Or one time I thought, oh, I wish I could just exchange a life with somebody. And I thought, no, that would be bad because then they would be going through it. And I don't want that for anyone. I've always been an empath with a really big heart, you know, and I didn't know boundaries. I didn't know social skills really. I used to be so meek and mild and shy and stuff. And then I went from that, like I said, total did 180. Became very aggressive, like just the extreme. And today, well, you know, I'm older, so today, I apologize for the reflection of my glasses, by the way. So today, I, you know, I'm a lot better, obviously. You know, we all learn as we mature and stuff. It took a long time. I had to be in therapy for years and years and years. And, you know, all those people that bullied me in school, I forgive them. I do. And I forgave my father and everyone. And I can say this with conviction. I think that's the word I was looking for. So, and it's good to forgive people. You let go of all that stuff. So how I made it through this bullying was I would just be nice to people anyway. You know, I mean, it hurt. It hurt to hear that stuff, right? But I got through it. If you're going through bullying, you know, just know that it'll end. Now, in today's world, with schools and stuff, it seems like bullying is a lot less. People are more accepted for who they are and for their differences and things like that. And you know, I live in a small town. This town is, people can be pretty judgy here. And so if you live in a bigger city and stuff like that, there's probably not a whole lot of bullying. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I mean, I'm a mom myself, you know, and my oldest daughter's graduating high school this year. She was bullied a little bit through school, but, you know, I mean, there's a little bit of it that still goes on because people are going to be people. Kids will be kids, and hurting people hurt people. And it's just, yeah, and just remember that, like, people that are, like, being mean to you, they're doing it because they're hurting inside, so they're hurting you. Forgive them and just love them back. Don't take it. You know, when Jesus said, oh, turn the other cheek, he didn't mean, like, take the abuse. He meant, you know, don't react back. Don't react all mean and nasty and stuff and be like, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, or whatever, how it goes. I always get those things mixed up. So just respond in love. Don't react in hate, respond in love. So forgive them and just move on, you know, and just know that the universe will take care of it. You know, it will be taken care of. It might feel like it's taking forever and doesn't anyone care about me? Doesn't, you know, people do. So those who do care, lean on them. You know, I felt like I had no support except for my grandparents. My grandparents were definitely my support as a kid. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know who I'd be today or anything. So very grateful for them. And I definitely forgive everyone. And it is okay to, what's the word? It is okay to, like, cry over that. It's okay to feel those negative feelings. You definitely want to let it out, you know, cleansing tears. Just remember, don't shut down emotionally. Don't react back in hate. I cannot stress that enough. Because if you do that, then, well, then you're creating, bad karma for yourself. And then, you know, what comes around goes around. And so, yeah, we want to spread love always. And definitely forgive them. You know, and forgiveness is so easy. I used to think that forgiveness was something you had to feel. It's not. Forgiveness is simply a choice. I choose to forgive them. I choose. And sometimes you got to do it daily. I choose to forgive them. I have been so angry in the past with bitterness that I would just be like, I forgive him, you know. And then I was like, okay, I'm trying here, you know. It was tough. And I remember at one point I was like, I'll never forgive anyone. Like, I remember being in that mindset. I'm so glad I'm out of that. It's a dark place to be. And just know that somebody somewhere loves you. Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you're an outcast, like I was definitely the outcast of the school. It'd be okay. Just don't react. Just know that someday you're going to come out of that, and, you know, workplace bullying too, that happens. I've been through that, and that's not fun. But as adults, we know how to usually handle that better, you know. But just know that you're going to come out of that someday, and you can use that to help people. That's what I'm doing with the mess of my life, turning into a message. And it can definitely help people. I would just say, get some counseling if you have to, therapy, journal, find some creative outlets, punch a pillow, scream into a pillow. Don't punch a tree, you probably hurt yourself. Whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better. Whatever it takes, as long as it's not negative, it doesn't make you feel worse, and you're not harming yourself or anyone else in the process. So, yeah. Let's see, is there anything else I have on that? Be careful. A lot of people are like, oh, if someone's coming at you to hurt you, just walk away. Okay, so I tried that when in junior high. I remember I tried that with a girl, and she got really mad at me. And, they always said, oh, walk away. Well, so I was like, I don't want to fight you. And I turned around and I started walking away. Well, she did a cheap shot and came at me behind my back because she was a bully. And she kicked me somewhere. And it hurt really bad. Very bad. Oof. So just know that sometimes you can't walk away from that. Just block or whatever you can do. Yell so somebody hears. Go get help ASAP. Definitely go to authority. Definitely. And stand your ground. I don't care if that bully's like, oh, if you go and do that again, I'm gonna come back the next day and I'm gonna really hurt you. I'm gonna womp on you. No. Stand your ground and go to authority. And tell them that if you have to. Today, everyone's got a cell phone usually on them, but if you don't, document what happened. Record them if you can. Whatever it takes, so you have this proof that it's going on, so that way they don't try to gaslight you and say, oh, well, she's lying or he's lying, blah, blah, blah. No. So, anyway, I hope everyone is doing okay, and that you too will get through any darkness that you are going through yourself. And it is free to be kind. And when you're kind and loving, well, it comes back to you. Okay, so that's all I have.